Alright, ladies and gents, just give you a heads up, this video is going to be mostly talking. At the end of the video there's going to be a short demo on the car. This video's main sole purpose is my review on Genius Audio. So I'm going to start right from the ground up, and I'm going to jump right underneath the hood of it, show you what's going on underneath the hood of it. Underneath the hood, dual Big 3 upgrade, 200 amp high output alternator, dual 0 gauge power, dual 0 gauge grounds into the battery delete. Battery delete, no, it's nothing fancy. You don't have to have anything fancy. The car is not set up to be fancy. The car is set up to absolutely do nothing but sheer raw pounding, and it does it beautiful. That's underneath the hood. Jump to the trunk area really quick, and this is Team Genius from the East Coast. And I'm sure most of you already know what's going on back here. The Genius 10K, aka the Beast, with the 45 amp hour limitless lithium, which supports up to 8,500 watts. Yes, the wiring is a mess. I don't like it at all. It's bugging me, but the wiring's not staying. All these wires are getting replaced with Genius Audio, Genius Audio 0 gauge wiring. Even these wires, all got dual grounds, dual power lines, all doubled up. And this is where I if you don't understand when I say quad lines, this is where I say quad, because you got 4 lines of power, 2 lines on each run, so there's 4 lines all together. Same thing with the grounds for the amp, 4 lines. And for the amp inputs, you got dual input adapters, so it's got all together, I don't care how you say it, which way you do the math, there's 4 lines of power going into the amp and 4 lines of grounds going into the amp. Each one of these is dual. Each one of these has 2 lines going in, so you can even see it. I'm almost positive the layout is power ground, so it's gonna be 2 lines here, 2 lines here, 2 lines here, 2 lines here. Do the math. 2 and 2 is 4. So that's where I come up with the quad inputs, or quad lines. Same thing with the battery. Quad lines, 4 grounds. Either or. I was actually a bit worried when I first did the wiring, when I doubled up on everything in the trunk, because the amps got more lines to feed it more juice, which, believe me, it made a big difference. But my dual 0 gauge coming from the front to the back, I left it alone. So I figured that actually hurt my voltage. It's actually not. My voltage got stronger and it's higher. So, I mean, all in all, I'm not going to question it. I'm going to run with it. Which I don't even really have to explain this amp anymore, because, well, word of it's getting around. So, I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, for people who have heard of Genius and know this amp, because this amp is starting to get known, if you still don't understand the amp, I really don't know what to say. I mean, because the amp's becoming known. It really is, and not too many people have anything to say on it. Means, well, there's a lot out there already, or there's quite a bit of proof out there already, even on Cabe Snipes' end, of him showing the power and saying how monstrous the amp is. And just like him, I actually own the thing, and I will agree with Cabe Snipes 100%. My dealer will even say the same thing. The amp is an absolute monster. Either or, the battery and the amp, this whole configuration, this I'm building up now. I'm building up my power end of things now, because everything that's in the trunk now, this is just starting out of what's coming for next season. So yeah, Genius, a little heads up to you guys on that end. My dealer knows what my next build is going to be. He already knows. We've already been talking about that, so on and so forth. He's the only one who knows that I'm aware of. But like I said, needless to say, this is just a tiny taste of what's to come. This is tiny. I'll leave your imaginations running wild on that one. But either or, that's that. So everything that's in the trunk, that's why I'm not really caring too much about how the layout of the wires are, because one, at this level, working with this kind of equipment, it takes time to build up the money and buy equipment, and well, I'm just not going to take and keep on straightening out lines using zip ties. And yeah, zip ties are like $5 for a pack or whatever. That stuff gets expensive when you're working on a system, doing upgrades and changing things around. That gets expensive quick. I remember before I started changing things around, when I first built this car, when I first built the system, I must have went through probably about $40 to $50 just in buying packages of zip ties. I kept on changing things up, so I'm not doing that no more. Anybody can say that it looks like crap, whatever the case may be. Is okay, fine. That's your opinion. Get in the car, let me crank up the system. Let's see what you say then. But all in all, it's whatever. I mean, I'm not in it to put anybody down or anything like that. It's a hobby. I'm having fun with it, point blank. But that's in the trunk. That's underneath the hood. Now to the main part of the video, the whole point of the video. As of right now, I'm sitting on the Genius 10K, also the 45 amp hour limitless lithium, which everybody already knows. There's another one going in there, but I'm not stopping at 2. I'm not saying any more on that because I'm gonna start getting deeper into my next build, which only my dealer knows. I do have 2 Genius. I have 4 6x9s in the wall. 2 of them are Genius. Other 2, I'm not going to say what brand they are because they're actually coming out. I'm just waiting on my dealer to get his shipment in, and as soon as he gets another pair of Genius 6x9s, and well, they're going in the car. That's already been set up, so just waiting on his shipment to come in, as well as some other stuff that I'm going to be doing. But now on to the review. When it comes down to Genius Audio, for what you're paying for and what you're getting more product for your money than you may think you are. Their prices may be on the cheaper end, but their quality far exceeds their prices. I have to say honestly, even with the Genius 10K, I'm no different than anybody else out there. I'm actually putting out the money just like the rest of you guys are. I'm not getting no crazy deals. I'm not sponsored, none of that at all. I'm just a typical everyday guy, goes to work full-time, pays bills just like everybody else. I save up the money and I buy this stuff. There's no difference. The only difference is that to have what I have and what my dealer has, you have to be committed. You have to have the drive for it. If you're committed to it and you work hard for it, you can have it. That's the bottom line. If you're not driven and you don't have the drive, and you're not committed, you're never gonna have it. But either way, needless to say, I have to say the Genius 10K, aka the Beast, the amp, is the biggest amp and the most expensive amp I've ever personally bought. I know there's amps out there that are way more expensive than what the Genius 10K cost, but I will tell you right now, especially with Genius, which I go through with my dealer, especially Genius, I have to say, they are the first audio company that I have ever dealt with since I've jumped back into car audio. They are the first audio company I've ever dealt with where I actually feel that I got my money's worth and then some. That's 100% fact. I will, just like Cave Snipes on YouTube, I will be the first one to call BS on a product if I buy it and it doesn't do, or if it's not good, or it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, or it can't hold up to whatever I put it through. I will be the first one to call BS on, and I will tell you what, even if I wanted to talk bad on a Genius product, and through my dealer, I've seen literally just about every single thing Genius has to offer in car audio. He's got damn near everything that Genius Audio has to offer. And he's got just about everything that Genius Audio has to offer. And I've seen everything that he has in action, and every single product, it doesn't matter if it's tweeters, subs, amps, it does not matter what it is. Every penny that you're spending on the product, it is well worth it. You are getting your money's worth and then some. Every one of their products, subs, amps, mids, highs, tweeters, horns, you name it, crossovers. I can't even list everything. There's just so much stuff that you can get. Either or, everything exceeds its ratings, and you can't argue the cost. For the cost, you're not going to get better. But either or, that's pretty much that. It is the very first company that I've ever spent a decent amount of money with to have their merchandise or their product, and it was money that I was glad to spend. I was really happy to give them what I paid for my amp. Well, I should say I was happy to buy my amp off my dealer. Because, I mean, all I go through my dealer. Up here on the East Coast, I go through my dealer. And my dealer is an authorized dealer for Genius Audio, which that's what we are. We're Genius Audio up here on the East Coast. I represent my dealer. I represent Genius Audio. As far as I'm concerned, I do. Because, well, really, me and my dealer are the only ones running the Genius 10K, aka the Beast. We're the only ones running it up here in the East Coast. Well, to be honest with you, in the United States, I believe we're the only ones that are actually running it in the country. I mean, there's another gentleman up in Canada, I believe it is. Other than that, I really don't know anybody in the United States other than me and my dealer that are running the amp. But that's besides the point. So, I mean, other than that, a little something actually happened to me last night, which is actually crazy. My deck reset itself when I was on my way home from my dealers, and for some odd reason, when it reset itself and came back, the amp, I don't know if it changed up the signal going to the amp or whatever it did, but there's no settings all changed on the amp since I messed around with it last, which I usually mess around with it every weekend, tinkering around with it and figuring out different things. And every time I play around with it, I'm figuring out ways of pulling more power from the amp. And here's the kicker: I'm pulling more power from the amp, but it's not costing me any more voltage. That's what's really weird. I've never had an amp do that before at all, which that goes to show you the quality that you're getting with Genius Audio. What company out there are you going to buy an amp from where you can pull more power out of the amp and it's not going to cost you voltage? I'll wait and see who can find another company other than Genius Audio that does that. That's quality 100% all day. But either or, video is almost 13 minutes in. My deck randomly reset last night on my way home from my dealer's place. I actually think I hit a button by mistake as I was driving when I was changing songs and stuff. But when the deck came back on, the system, the last video I did before the video where I was driving the car showing the voltage, the system actually is hitting even harder than that video. I don't know how it did it, what it did. I really don't care. I'm going with it. The amp's hitting even harder. My voltage isn't gotten any weaker. It's staying just as strong as it's been since I've done my last couple videos showing how strong it was. I mean, how can you get better than that? Really? I mean, the quality is right there. The amp is doing more, put more power out, and I haven't lost any voltage at all. So, with that being said, I'm just going to do a short demo for you guys right quick. Close up my passenger window. This isn't going to be a long demo, it's going to be a short one. I'm going to, with the system hitting even harder since the deck reset, which like I said, I didn't do nothing to it. It just reset itself, came back on, and it's hitting even harder. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to play this really quick for you to show you guys the difference. And then that'll pretty much be that, really. Let's see, go full tilt on it. You see, I'm not playing any games. Full tilt on the bass knob. Where are you, bass demos? Bass demos. There we go. Crank that volume right up for you guys. I'm actually gonna get out of the car before it starts this time. Oh, here y'all go. Okay, well, so I lied. I lost zero point 0.2 volts, but I mean, really, I'm not gonna complain over that. Yeah. So I mean, that's it. Give it a little gas, she comes right back up. That's pretty much about it. Really, really don't know what else I can play to really show you anything. But yeah, that's it. Leave a comment down in the comment section if you want or whatever. This video was mainly focused on giving a review, my review on Genius Audio. I believe I gave a fairly decent review. There are more things to come with this build. It's only getting much stronger. Long story short, what can I really say? I mean, everything's already been said throughout my previous videos and so on and so forth. You want the best bang for your buck and the best quality you can get for your hard-earned money, go to Genius. That's the only thing I can say. You're not, for your money, you're not gonna get no better quality. Your money's gonna buy you the quality that exceeds what they say it's gonna do. That's the truth, 100%. Heck, you don't believe me? Hit YouTube, Cabe Snipes. He says the exact same thing. Quality's there. Everything that they have does more than what they say it does. Cabe Snipes even said the same thing. On that note, here we are, almost 19 minutes into this. The video is long enough. I believe my review is good enough for. I did it based off of my equipment that I have right now. Bottom line is, you want the quality, you want your money's worth, Genius Audio is the way to go. Bottom line. Team Genius here on the East Coast. Have a good one.